After an impressive dominant win against the Carolina Panthers, which to be fair isn't saying too much, but it's a dominant win against a really bad team. The Chicago Bears improved to 3-2 for the season and are taking their talents to London to face the Jacksonville Jaguars. And listen, this game is going to be very interesting for a lot of reasons because it's in a neutral setting, meaning well, I wouldn't say neutral because the Jacksonville Jaguars have played there a lot at this point because they're thinking about expanding there eventually if Jacksonville ends up not working out. But they're used to that place. So I guess it's in the sense their home away from home. But anyways, the Chicago Bears are going to London for the first time to Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And listen, it's going to be an early morning game. A lot of people aren't used to that, but as a fan of watching the Premier League and soccer, I am so used to waking up at early, absurd times. So this is going to be a cakewalk for me. But for a lot of people, 8:30 doesn't seem that much. But what is up, guys? Welcome back to So Back Sports, and I'm so back with another video. And today I'm going to be doing a prediction and analysis for the upcoming game between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Chicago Bears. But before we get into today's video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really means a lot to the channel and really helps me create content like this for you guys. So please subscribe. And we are approaching 550 subscribers. So let's get there really soon. Anyways, and there's some initial thoughts about this is that it's in London, the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. The environment's going to be very unique in a sense. The stadium itself is beautiful, but the team that plays there, Tottenham specifically, isn't. But enough about soccer. This is not a soccer channel. In terms of the Bears have a lot of things going right for them right now. They are currently on a 2-game winning streak, first against the Rams and now against the Panthers, and they're looking to improve to a 3-game winning streak against the Jacksonville Jaguars. And the Jaguars right now are in a very unique situation. They're coming off a pretty decent win against the Indianapolis Colts. Trevor Lawrence looks to be in form again. It's only a 1-game sample size because in the first 3-4 games he looked horrendous. The offense didn't look like it clicked whatsoever. Doug Peterson is currently on the hot seat. So there are a lot of things, going against the Jacksonville Jaguars, but this much needed win against the Indianapolis Colts is enough to boost them, going into this game. And listen, the Chicago Bears also won their game against the Panthers. And then again, it is the Panthers, but it is still an impressive win nonetheless. They were able to put up 36 points and only give up 10 points to the Carolina Panthers the entire game. And listen, the Chicago Bears already traveled. They're already there. The team is there. The only player that's not currently there is Jaquan Brisker. And, he said that there's a chance that they will make it. He will potentially go by himself to the game, but we shall see going forward. But let's look at the stats and the matchup real quick. I'm on the wrong tab. Excuse me about that. Jacksonville and Chicago, both one is 3-2, the other is 1-4. Both of them, to be fair, Chicago and Green Bay are kind of tied, but points faced, points assisted. Chicago should be third, but anyways, the matchup predictor states that they have a 59% chance of winning. And listen, traveling early to the game is going to be very beneficial because you're going to get used to that time zone and it won't be like last minute where everyone's like very droggy and it's not everyone's going to be lackluster. And hopefully I think the Jacksonville hasn't made it to the arena or to London yet, so we'll have to keep updates on that. But and then again, if you look at the injury report, it's not too bad. Travis Etienne and Ingram are definitely big key contributors to the Jacksonville Jaguars team. So they're very questionable and we'll only really know about it on game day or near game day. Big question marks on Jaquan Brisker, Tevin Jenkins, if they'll make it to, being able to play or to full strength before the game. But then again, Bill Murray has been really good for us in terms of an offensive lineman. He took the spot after several injuries from especially Nate Davis, and he balled out against the Panthers, and hopefully he continues to do so. Anyways, let's talk about the offense now while we're on the subject. Caleb Williams, Chicago Bears wise has been really good. Every single game he has improved very, very incrementally, and he's starting to get comfortable and very poised within the pocket. You're able to see him make go through his progressions, go through, key, defenders, try to analyze what the defense is giving him and what he's able to do with the ball, and utilize RPOs, and the run game has come alive too. So that also helps and aids to Caleb's benefit. DeAndre Swift and Roshan Johnson have been the two-headed dragon in the backfield, utilizing a lot of under center and shotgun plays throughout the game. Shane Waldron has really done a great job, especially against the Rams after the second quarter and all of the against the Carolina Panthers, to really create a game plan that's catered to this offense. DJ Moore has been more involved in terms of the pass. He's been doing routes all over the field. I'm talking to you, Jackson Smith and Jigba, because you said that Shane Waldron wasn't going to be that good, and he's going to halt your thing. So hopefully Shane Waldron does continue. I really hope that this isn't a one-off game. If anything, Shane Waldron, you still have to continue and create opportunities for your wide receivers and your key contributors for Caleb to get the ball to them. And at the end of the day, it's all really going to rest on how well can this offense, go against the Jacksonville Jaguars defense, because as much as I'd like to say that they're good as defense, they're really not. They're not good at defense compared to what we are. The Jaguars as a whole haven't been doing that good. They've been giving up a lot of points. They're not, offensively, they've been, pretty average or middle of the pack, 20th in passing yards, 11th and 15th in total yards per game. Trevor Lawrence has hit 1,100 yards. Their top receiver is Brian Thomas Jr., who's been really, really good. I really liked it. I thought that they would get connection early, and it seems like Trevor is starting to really like his new wide receiver ever since Calvin Ridley is no longer on the team and went to the Tennessee Titans. And listen, it's all really going to be dependent on how well can the defense for the Jacksonville Jaguars face against the Chicago Bears offense, because it's going to be that's the matchup I think is going to be the most important. The Chicago Bears defense is going to continue to do their thing as long as they, utilize Tyree Stevenson and the safeties and Jalen Johnson, TJ Edwards and Tremaine Edmonds come to play, and our front five in the D line continue to put on pressure for Trevor Lawrence and make him as uncomfortable as possible. I don't think that the Bears are going to struggle in that department. If anything, I could see the Jacksonville Jaguars offense struggle a bit because of how dominant the D line could be. Not saying that it's guaranteed, but as long as Flus calls a great game, utilizes the pass rush, blitzing, cover two, as long as they utilize that format and scheme, I have no problem with this defense. But now the question is, can Caleb continue this hot streak, continue this performance going into a new stadium or a different country, and especially in your rookie year, going into London and winning the game? Because at the end of the day, we would love to say what, Caleb is a rookie, we have to give him a pass and everything. But right now he's starting to get comfortable. He's starting to find his own, and I think that's what's really, really looking good, because every time I watch him, it feels like the passes are very crisp, on time. He's able to read the defense, take his time, not panicking in the pocket or escaping the pocket after his first read, doing everything he possibly can to, you know, give this offense a chance. And you have to also keep in mind he utilizes his legs as well. We saw a little bit of a couple rushes for a first down against the Panthers. And listen, you're not going to be playing the Panthers or the Los Angeles Rams defense every week. You're going to have to start stepping up in terms of defenses. And we're going to be seeing that because it's going to be slightly tougher, because the Jaguars defense isn't necessarily hurt all the way, but they're healthy enough to be good. And if the fact that they were able to, if Joe Flacco is able to put up 359 points, not saying Joe Flacco is bad or anything, but if Joe Flacco is able to put up 359 points, I better see some opportunities created for Caleb Williams and this offense. Roma Dunze will probably have to have a really good game as well. Keenan Allen will have to be utilized for that third down situations. And Roshan Johnson, DeAndre Swift as a receiving threat and a passing threat, while also Roshan Johnson in the end zone and for short yardage situations to be that dog to get those like yards after the carry. So that's it for the offense. I kind of touched upon the defense. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. As long as the Bears continue to put pressure on Trevor Lawrence, they should really win this game. So I guess we can go to our keys to win because I think that there's definitely three, and it feels like it's the same every week. Number one, utilize Caleb Williams, a talent to the max, and especially the wide receiver talent around you because that's what's going to win you games down the line, down the stretch. Shane Waldron has to call a great game. Otherwise, it's just going to be, another slugfest when it comes to getting some semblance of an offense, you know. But then again, you know, it's it's also very simple because the defense has to also show up, which is my second point. Defense put pressure on Trevor Lawrence, and you basically will halt their offense. And number three, I guess, is just really utilizing the special teams and, just having great schemes. I think that's just really it. I feel like it could really mesh with the one and two, but if you want to create a third takeaway, it's really just, you know, have that mentality that you have to win this game because the second half of this game stretch, I mentioned it in multiple videos, is going to be a lot tougher, especially for Caleb Williams, because you're going to be facing a lot of divisional opponents. You're going to be facing the 49ers, who are no joke, even when they're injured and they're trying to figure out their identity. They're facing the Packers. The Vikings look formidable, very formidable. Lions look really good. Anyone in our division is going to be a tough game, and we were facing them twice this year. So, long story short, that's the pretty much the keys to win this game. It's in London, so make sure that the time zones, where everyone's getting used to the time zones and are very alert and ready for game day. Because I think actually I'll take it back. The third takeaway is making sure that you come out of the gate hot, and you have to make sure that because if you look at the Panthers and if you look at the Rams in the previous games, the common denominator is the offense is like complete trash for the first 2-3 drives at least. And then they start finding their footing. But it's like they're trying to test the waters a bit and then they start to do. But that can lose you games as well. So come out of the gate, start being aggressive, start being like, on top of the offense, especially I'm talking to you, Shane Waldron. Make sure that the playbook is moving the ball forward rather than utilizing the sides or stick routes or even like not post routes, like screen passes. That's not going to fly. Utilize the run game as much as possible too, because that's just what's going to win you games. Anyways, in terms of a prediction, I think that the Chicago Bears will win this game. I think it's a little bit closer this time, but I think it's going to be relatively good. I think it's going to be, want to say 24. No, wait, I take it back. 31 to 20. 31 to 20, because I feel like the Jags are going to get some points and the Bears are going to make some good plays if they come out of the gate and follow my takeaways. And that's going to do it for this video. Please let me know down in the comments below what your predictions are for this game. I love to read what you guys have to say. And as always, we have podcast episodes coming out every Tuesdays and Thursdays. We're just going to be talking about the NFL as a whole. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, that's about it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, I appreciate the support recently. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.